I'm here with Donny Singe, the head strength and conditioning coach for the Manly Sea Eagles. Donny, we just want to have a word to you about the rehabilitation process of the players here. I understand that apart from the on-field strength and conditioning, a big component to the game of rugby league is the injuries and how our players overcome them. I'd imagine that's a team process and there are a lot of people involved. Can you just run us through that process?
Yeah, look, the rehabilitation process here at the club with the team that we have and the coaching squad that we have is probably one of the best in the NRL. And, that all starts, like you said, as soon as that injury occurs on the field.
So what becomes the process then? As a spectator, we watch the game, we see a player go down, and quite often you or Andre, the club's physio, will run on to assess the damage. When a player comes off, if he needs to, what happens then?
Well, that what follows is quite an intensive process with major and minor injuries. Is the doctor, Paul Bloomfield, will go over the player, go over an entire process of reviewing the injury, obviously treating the injury. Andre comes in, they will go through a process of having all the appropriate scans and then putting the report through to the coaching crew and into Jeff. As soon as that process is followed, once we know exactly what the injury is and the repercussions of that injury, we start putting the training program together for that athlete.
So as a stage one, so to speak, of a beginning process, it's about assessment and evaluating the injury and then the ongoing treatment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think one of the really important things is that I've been very fortunate to be the face of the strength and the conditioning unit. So there's a lot of work that goes on behind myself in the team, which is responsible for all these players getting back on the field. And one of the interesting facts that a lot of people probably wouldn't realise is that those players will spend a lot of time with the doctor, with Andre, and then they'll go to Brendan for the rehabilitation process. And then, as they start approaching the capabilities to come back to the general population or for training, which is the team, then they get handed back to me.
Okay, so we've had a couple of injuries this year, in particular to Kieran Foran lately with his hamstring and Glenn with his finger. So there are differing types of rehab for those guys, I imagine.
Yep. The rehabilitation obviously is dictated by the limb or the system which is injured, and then all the exercise programs and the systems development programs are all based around that injury. And once again, all the same measuring devices, the GPS, the Suntos, all the processes we follow to train the squad in the gym and on the field are all utilised for the injured player also.
Okay, so you pretty much covered off stage one, which is the assessment and evaluation of the player and the injury. Stage two pretty much covers the ongoing rehabilitation equipment administered by Andre, who plays his role as the physio, and Brendan, who oversees the rehabilitation part. After the injury appears to come good, what's the next stage?
Okay, the next stage then is that the player is transitioned back into the training system. And during that process, once again, Andre will work very closely with the skills coaches, and he will actually let the skills coach and Jeff know exactly how much the athlete can be involved in training, right up to whether they can make contact or how far they can run or what the distances are. So it's a very measured and precise operation which takes place to bring that player back. And at the same time, there are very particular energy systems that need to be topped up or consistently trained so that that player is ready to take the field, and that's where they're handed back to myself.
I think many would have witnessed Glenn Stewart's time out of the game and in the lead up to the grand final last year, and his success in playing the grand final, playing 80 minutes and becoming man of the match. It surely shows through the three apparent stages of the injury to getting back on the field process that it's a team effort off the field, it's a collaborative effort, so you all have to be in constant contact and communication with each other. And finally, you appraise the coach and you give him the green light to use that player again. So you've got to be a team that gets on and understand each other, and dare I say, probably one of the most professional teams going around.
Yeah, and look, that whole process is a testimony to our communication, and yeah, it's a very transparent unit. So from what happens in the gym and on the field, from what happens in training and the preparation of that process, from where the coaches want to take us, and from where rehabilitation is, and the percentage that player can be used, all of those elements are communicated on a daily basis in this club.
Well, so essentially the club has two teams operating, one that gets out and plays the game, and then behind the scenes we have the medical staff and the rehabilitation side of looking after this team. So it's really two teams in one.
That's exactly what it is, and like I said, you know, whilst I'd love to sit back and being the face of the strength and conditioning unit, you know, I'd love to take credit for all of that, but no, there's a tremendous amount of work happening.
So we have Brendan Inkster, who's our rehab man, Andre Rokenbach, who takes care of the physio stuff. Anyone else we missed out?
No, but just that Brendan also does the high performance, so that's probably quite a blessing for us, because he does all the measurement and the science parts of the training.
And should I say Dr. Paul Bloomfield?
Oh.
So what a great team, what a great outfit. We're lucky to have you. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, buddy.